Everybody, I'm Ryan, and today I wanted to make a video about Gen Z. No script, just off the top of my head, like what I know. Our generation's basically fucked. Like I'm not even trying to hold my tongue. Like that's what it's looking like if things do not get better. And I wanted to make this video to let like my generation know, like, hey, you guys aren't the only one struggling. Like we all are struggling. We see the patterns, all right? So I just wanted to talk about it. First thing I wanted to talk about is the job market. Oh my god, the job market is horrible. Just horrible. There's no hire, no fire. Jobs are not hiring, they're not firing. All right, you have AI slowly replacing jobs. Slowly, they're not even close. By far, not even close. Outsourcing of jobs. If the company knows they can get the work for cheaper, they will go anywhere in the third world to get that job done. What else? You know, some of you guys don't have a job, and some of you guys who have a job, you guys end up just staying at your job because you can't find anything better. The risk does not outweigh the reward of finding something that pays better. I've been at my job for like 2.5 years, and like, you know, I like it, but like there's nothing better I could get. Like I'm actively searching. I worked on my resume recently, and I've been like, I'm not getting any responses. And again, you guys have applied to several jobs, 1 to 10, and not get a response from anybody. And what can you do? You know? What else do I want to talk about? The cost of living. The cost of living is ridiculous. Rent is no. The average rent in California is $2,600. Dude, I make $1,300 bi-weekly. I could not afford that, and I don't think you guys could afford it either. You know, I would assume like a majority of Gen Z, which is 1997 to I think 2012. You know, majority of us live with our parents. Like I would assume majority, you know, unless you got like money like that, or you know, roommates. You know, you guys do what you got to do to survive. But it's just like, dang, I would love to move out, but I would be living at the very, very, very edge if I wanted to move out. And you know, that's not a way to live. Who wants to do that? You know, what else? Cost of living, yeah, let me go back, keep talking. Food is expensive. Fast food is expensive. I completely stopped eating fast food. Like, I just go to the market, buy what I need, cook what I need, call it a day. It saves me a lot of money. But this is something people don't talk about with the buying power in America. In America, you can buy like your average things. You can buy clothes, you can buy groceries, you can go out and eat, you can buy entertainment, you can buy whatever. But what you can't buy is things that actually matter. You cannot buy land, you cannot buy houses. Our money does not stretch that far. That is just out of our league. And it's out of our league for like everybody. Like from 20 to 40. If you don't have a above and beyond job that pays 40 an hour, you're basically out the loop. And you know, I want to tie into that with education. You know, we've been told our whole lives from parents and teachers that, you know, college is the way to go. But now you see college graduates not being able to find a job in this job market. So it's like, what are we gonna do? You know? And, you know, from our parents and teachers' perspectives, that's what's worked for them. But that was a whole different generation. How do we know it's going to work for us? And, you know, I see you guys are in college, you know, go get your money. Hey, do what you got to do to be successful. But, you know, for me, I'm sitting on the sidelines. I'm just watching, seeing how like other people's lives are playing out. I'm like, do I want to jump into college? And you know, if you don't know what you want to do in life, it's completely fine, but just know that clock is ticking, you know. And I say with me, like I'm I'm not afraid of commitment, but I'm afraid to commit to something that I don't want. So, when you go to college, you want to get a job that, you would like to do. But is it something you dream of? You know, there's things that you want to do for pay, and there are some things, above and beyond like what your dream is. And you kind of have to balance out, like, oh man, like here's a perfect example. I would love to be a teacher. Teaching, it seems fun. The children or the youth, you got to give the children what they need to thrive and be successful. But the problem with teaching does not pay well at all. I've talked to teachers, and they're struggling. It is not good. So, I'd like to be a teacher, but it doesn't pay well. So I'm trying to figure out, what can I go to college for that pays well? And I'm just still in limbo for that. I'm still trying to figure that out. Do I need to do more research? Of course, but I'm just human. But I will say, like, I turned 21 like a couple weeks ago, and I've got that metaphorical like hand on my shoulder, like, hey, you gotta start taking stuff way more seriously. I've been like, yeah, I do. But if you don't know what you gotta do, hey, figure it out as soon as possible, please. This life is not gonna get any easier, and I'm just here to let everybody know. Let's see. Am I still on the topic of education? Trades. Trades are good. Personally, I'm not interested in trades. What do they call it? Like HVAC. One. What can I think of it? I'm not a fan of construction. Construction, not can't do it. Mechanic, can't do it. I'm just not interested. Electrician, not interested. I'm just naming like every trade. Plumber, being a plumber does not sound too bad. Like I think I could be a plumber, but less about me, more about Gen Z. Let's see. What else do I want to add? I'll add this onto the workforce. Like, why am I? Never mind. Workforce. Gen Z is treated pretty rough. Like, I feel like what are they called? Like hiring managers, when they see like I am and they see your age and you fall in the category of Gen Z, they're just like, no. And it's just like, you got stereotypes like Gen Z is lazy, don't want to work, they're kind of defiant. That's not everybody. But that's some of y'all are bombs. Straight up. Hey, it is what it is. Y'all gotta lock in. Yeah, y'all gotta lock in. That's all I gotta say. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Relationships. Relationships are very interesting in our generation. Dating isn't hard if you're dating for like a quick, but if you're like actually looking for, somebody to build with, it is extremely hard to find. I'll talk about myself a little bit. Well, not my family. Like, my parents have been married for like almost like 38 years, and I've seen them, go through things, and they did it together because they're married. They didn't give up when times were rough. And basically what I'm trying to say is, I don't think our generation has the maturity level or that level of commitment, or that level of commitment to build. I feel like people are thinking about the now and not the later, and that's not good. Like me, I personally, I don't date like that. Like, I be shooting my shot sometimes. I don't expect nothing out of it. Just because, like, I know how I am as a person. I'm kind of a strict person. But I know, like, what I'm looking for is not easy to find. So my what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. my expectations with the person I would like to be with is just very low. It's just like, I'm not gonna find this right now. I gotta wait some time for people to grow up, and then everything will hopefully end up well. But let's see, what else can I talk about? What relations, jobs. I can talk about money management, fine. Money management. Money management is very important. I personally, I save like 50 to 80% of my check, and I leave myself with just a little portion to survive. I pay my bills on time. I got a credit card. I pay that off by bill credit. I have a stock account, a Roth IRA. I put money in those things, and even though I put money in those things, it doesn't seem like that money is it's cool to see, like, oh man, look at how much growth or value my money has accrued through the market. But it's like, this still isn't enough money for me to, let's say, put a down payment on a house. It's a weird conversation. But you should save for sure. I'll show my finances real quick, like my Roth IRA. I'll throw it up on screen right here. I have 2 bank accounts. I have my investment account, and I have my regular checkings. But yeah, what else can I talk about? Buying property and houses. I don't think anybody in Gen Z, I don't think anybody's buying a house or buying any type of property. It's just, maybe I'm just thinking about this in California, because that's where I am. Houses are like $800 to $1 million. A down payment for that. Wait, let me do the math for that. A down payment for calculator. A down payment for a house that is worth $800,000. Oh my god, that is $160,000. That's that right? 160,000. Yes, that's 160,000. I'm not making 160,000 anytime soon. And plus, that mortgage would kill me. That, even if I had a good job, that mortgage is just way too much. What is it? Housing insurance? Yeah, housing insurance on top of the mortgage. That ain't working. Let's see. Back to relationships. Also, it seems like to survive in this, economy, world, whatever, this time period, as 18 to 29, fuck it. It seems like you need 2 people to sustain things. People that got best friends that y'all got money, and y'all roommates, good on you. My people in relationships, are y'all making it work? I've heard stories, some people have some ups and downs, but some of y'all are working together against stuff done. I respect that. But yeah, it's you either need a roommate or you gotta have a lover to get stuff moving. And it's damn, that low-key sucks. That sucks really bad. Why can't I do stuff on my own? But that's not the point. And into relationships. Childcare. Some of y'all want kids. Bro, I don't think anybody I was born in 2005. I don't think anybody in 2005 is having kids like that. They're not even thinking about it. And it's a shame, because we're told the American dream. That I'm assuming people who are watching this are from. Whoa, why'd my monitor turn off? I'm gonna assume. Okay, cool. I'm gonna assume people that watch this are American, but we've been sold the American dream our entire life. A good job. a spouse, or be or what? Jesus Christ, I'm over here choking on my words. This is why I need a script, but I wouldn't follow it if I had one. We're told the American dream: nice house. You have a house, have a family, have a good paying job, have a dog, have a picket fence, white picket fence, that one specifically. But like, we've been told that, but we can't achieve that ourselves. Like our parents were able to accomplish way more with what they had at the time, but like we can't even like get our foot out the door. It's just like everything's a mess.